Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I've seen God do so many miraculous things, emotionally within me, emotionally within my father, but then I've seen God do some healing. My dad's starting to regain more movement in his arms, in his shoulders, and then the other day, an amazing thing happened. So, okay, my dad, again, he's C4, C5 quadriplegic. And if you know anything about people who are quadriplegic, they're paralyzed basically from the neck down. And so you pray that you regain movement. You can be quadriplegic complete, meaning they really don't expect you to regain any movement, or you can be incomplete. My father was classified as incomplete, and so they expect him to regain movement as we go along. A part of the process of taking care of my dad is doing something they call a bowel program. So basically, it's you trying to train the person who is quadriplegic. You're trying to train their body to use the restroom at a certain time, or to have a bowel movement at a certain time of the day, because what you don't want is for them to have bowel movements throughout the day, because there's no way for them to get into the restroom unless you're picking them up and transferring them. So if you want to focus at night, you train them to go at night. If you want to focus in the morning, you train them to go in the morning. And so I had been working on that with my dad, trying to train his body to go during a certain time. And so after the bowel movement program, you have to clean them up, make sure everything's good to go. So I was doing that. I had just got done doing the bowel movement program, and I cleaned him up, and I had just finished also changing his dressing on his wound. He has a pressure ulcer on his sacrum. So I cleaned that up, and while I'm cleaning him up, I'm talking to him, and my dad just makes this horrible face. So by this point, anytime my dad makes a face, I go on alert, because his body is oftentimes responding to something. Even if he can't feel it, his body is responding. He'll have spasms and his body's responding to something. So I say, Dad, what's wrong? What's going on? What's wrong? And he's squinting his eyes, and he said, something's coming out of me. So I'm looking at his face, I'm looking at his nose, his ears, his mouth. I'm like, Dad, nothing's coming out of you. And the first thing I think is, oh, this is because of his injury. Because when people have these types of injuries, they sometimes feel like things are crawling on their body, or they feel tingling sensations, and you get medicine for that. And that's all very normal. It's a part of a spinal cord injury. And so he was feeling things, and I was thinking, I gave him his medicine for that, so it shouldn't be anything. So I reminded my dad, I gave you your medicine. It's probably just because of your injury. And he goes, no, Jessica, I think I'm having a bowel movement. And I'm like, Dad, no, you are not. As soon as I get the words to say, no, you are not having a bowel movement, I'm looking, and he's having a bowel movement. And I screamed. I said, oh my God, Dad, you're having a bowel movement. And he was like, I told you I'm having a bowel movement. What you don't understand is that before that day, my dad could not feel himself having a bowel movement. He couldn't feel it. And it's very rare for someone he's not even 3 months post-injury to start feeling a bowel movement. So that means that God is healing his body. My dad is recovering. And he smiled, and we just laughed, and I wrote it down, and I said, yes, Dad, look, God is healing you. Look at what God is doing for you. And so the next day I was anxious, and I said, okay, Dad, focus. Let me know if you feel like you're having a bowel movement, and I'll check. So that day I was feeding him, and in the middle of feeding him, he did that same face. And I said, what's going on? What's going on, Dad? And he said, Jessica, I'm having a bowel movement. And I was like, okay, give me like 10 minutes to finish everything and clean up, and then I'm gonna check. And I checked, and y'all, he was having a bowel movement twice. This was the second time he could feel himself having a bowel movement. And talk about relief. I don't know if anyone understands how stressful and how scary it is to have someone you know and love in your home, and they're depending on you. And you think, oh my my God, what if I mess up? What if I make a mistake? And then you see these moments where God just does stuff and shows you he's working it out. Despite what's going on, he's healing, he's renewing, he's restoring. So first I want to say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And secondly, I want to say thank you, everyone who has been helping with my dad. All the prayers, all the well wishes, all of the money that people have been sending. Thus far, money that's been sent has been used to renew supplies. I say, God bless you all. And thank you. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Thank you for moving things along with us. We truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for your prayers.